NoDQ live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. We are coming off SmackDown Live. This is, of course, the Tuesday night edition of NoDQ Live. We now have a main event set for WWE Fastlane, which is about a month away. It is, in fact, a fatal five-way match. Not the original fatal five-way match that was advertised. There is no Randy Orton and Nakamura in this match. However, it should still be a very exciting match on the pay-per-view. We have the phenomenal AJ Styles against four other guys. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Baron Corbin. So both Ziggler and Corbin are in the main event now. What happened this week? It was supposed to be Ziggler versus Corbin one-on-one, and then the winner would be added to the match in a four-way. So what happened? Here's what happened. The show kicked off with what was supposed to be the one-on-one match, Ziggler versus Corbin, but Baron Corbin was attacked backstage by both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. VP32 says, how was SmackDown? I live in Bakersfield and had no interest in going. Well, I could see you not having any interest in going because WWE cares so little about Bakersfield as a city that WWE did not even acknowledge what city they were in on this week's show. There was not one mention of the city Bakersfield. It was just California. WWE Smackdown Live has invaded California. I just found that to be funny. The one thing I remember about Bakersfield when I was visiting the area was it is home. This is a little trivia note, by the way. Maybe Greg Cherry could take notes here. Bakersfield, California was the site of the famous Stone Cold Steve Austin Booker T supermarket fight. If you haven't seen that segment, go watch it on YouTube. That was a classic. That was one of the funniest Stone Cold segments in his career and definitely one of Booker T's career moments. Jeff Meacham is here, by the way, in the live chat, and they're going to invade California again in 2 weeks in Los Angeles. There you go for a live event. Whoop-de-doo. Live event at Staples Center, I guess. Marshall Leonard says, how do I get on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge? NoDQMISC@gmail.com with your Skype info and the times you are available to record. There you go. He has officially challenged Jeff Meacham here in the chat room. So for those of you that watch on demand, you might want to tune in live once in a while because we got some back and forth in the chat room here. We got a guy challenging Jeff Meacham in the chat room. Kayfabe Candy Ass says, all cool with your hat to the side. Well, it's to the side because I'm at an angle here and I figured, you know what? The logo should be directly facing the camera. So that's why it's at an angle, since I'm actually at an angle for the video a little bit. I'm not directly facing the camera, so I figured I'll have the beanie at an angle so the beanie is directly facing the camera. Dustin just sent in a $5 super chat donation. Thank you very much, Dustin. I appreciate it. Mitch says, can I call on Skype? Soon. I'm going to do another test tonight, but maybe next week or in 2 weeks, I'm going to start taking a bunch of random calls at the end of the video. Right now, it's still in the testing phase, but pretty soon I'm going to start having it so people can call in. We can do maybe 3 or 4 calls a night. Tony H says Bakersfield is also the home of the band Korn. So there you go. There's another trivia note for you music fans out there. Anyways, back to SmackDown before I get too off track here. Baron Corbin was jumped backstage by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Cammy, whatever you want to call them. And then Owens and Zayn came out and took out Dolph Ziggler. They thought they had taken out their competition. But Shane McMahon was not going to have any of that. Shane McMahon decided that both Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler would get one-on-one opportunities to compete in a match at Fastlane if Baron Corbin defeated Kevin Owens, Corbin would get added to the Fastlane main event. If Dolph Ziggler defeated Sami Zayn, Ziggler would get added to the main event. So long story short, both of them, both Corbin and Ziggler, won their matches. It is now a fatal 5-way for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. The winner goes on to face Shin, aka Shinsuke Nakamura. Jeff Meacham says the part of the Raw GM Kurt Angle's promo delivery will now be played by Aaron Rift. Ouch. That's brutal, Jeff. That is just savage right there. Chosen One says, how do you think the 7-man chamber will work? I will talk about that in a little bit here. I do not want to get too much off topic. You know, I sometimes bounce around too much. I want to stay focused here and focus on one subject at a time. Right now we're talking about, actually, before I get to that, $23 super chat donation by Caleb Jacobs. I heard Jeff Jarrett might be going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Is this true? I will answer this. I will bounce around for a super chat donation. He says, time heals all wounds. Thanks for the beanie. You're welcome, Caleb. I hope you enjoy the NoDQ beanie. To answer your question, I'll believe it when I see it. It's a rumor right now and nothing more than a rumor. I don't know if WWE will induct Jarrett or not. The thing is, the one thing that makes me believe that there is a possibility is the fact that Jeff Jarrett recently completed WWE-sponsored rehab, and it would be a nice feel-good story, and it would promote WWE's rehab. From a PR standpoint, it actually might work out. TGS here says, hey man, I cannot stay long, I'm with family, sorry. Not a problem, TJS, and my condolences to you and your family for your loss. Your viewership is greatly appreciated. Just, you don't have to watch the video, man. You can watch this on demand. Go spend time with your family. And thank you for your support, DJS. And again, my condolences go out to you and your family. Stinky Toffee 12 says, is Ziggler back to being a babyface now? You got me. I mean, that was the one thing that was really strange about that segment. The fact that you had heels attacking heels, and going into the Fastlane match, it's basically 4 heels against 1 with the deck stacked against AJ Styles. You got the 4 heels. Kayfabe Candy S says, what did Double J ever do of any significance? Come on. We'll talk more about Double J here in a few minutes. Let's get through the Smackdown review first before I get on to that. Braden says, what were your thoughts on the Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal segment? I thought it was all right. Hamp Connell just sent in a $9.99 super chat donation. Here is your network sub money for the month. How do you feel about the dual pay-per-views? Here I go. I'm going all over the place here for super chat donations. I like it because a pay-per-view should be a stacked show. I'll go ahead and address this in a few minutes here. Big Jeff is going to call in a few minutes, so maybe we'll get his thoughts on it, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes here. But thank you very much, Hamp, for your super chat donation. Chris May says, your signal is better. The mixed match challenge was not working. Well, good. I mean, that's saying something, because you guys know that the super chat, actually not the super chat, just the whole video in general is all messed up. Jeff Meacham says super chat is causing us to go off script. Yeah, pretty much. Super chat. I got super chat on the brain. It's subliminal. I'm saying super chat to get it into your guys' head, so you'll send in more super chats. Chase Ennis says, quit talking about the other BS finish SmackDown for those of us that didn't watch, please. Well, that's what I do here. I review SmackDown Live. Jeff Meacham says today's buzzword is super chat. Regarding Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and Jinder Mahal, I thought it was a fine segment. I really had no problem with it. Jinder Mahal got some TV time. Good for him. He's not completely dead in the water. Interstate Kyle, if you would like to call in, I would like to get your thoughts on Raw If you go on Skype, go ahead and give me a call. We'll get your thoughts on Raw. I did enjoy the Rude segment with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. Maybe they're going to do a three-way. I'd rather see a one-on-one match, Orton versus Bobby Roode at Fastlane, but, you know, they still got a month to go, and there's plenty of time to maybe do Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal, #1 contenders match. Randy Orton wins and then faces Bobby Roode, or should I say Bob Roode, at the Fastlane pay-per-view. There's a little bit of a tease for the Usos versus Harper and Rowan, just a little quick video package, and a few other segments on this show. Charlotte defeated, what's her name, the country girl, I forgot her name, Sarah Logan? Am I right on that? I'm not actually 100% sure. She beat one of the Riot Squad people, and then next week there's going to be a 6-women match. Another 6-women match. There you go, guys. Yeah, it was in fact Sarah Logan. Thank you, Jeff. Apparently, Rusev and Lana won the Mixed Match Challenge. I'm not watching it. I'm here doing the video. I'm not doing the live multitasking of doing this and watching Mixed Match Challenge. Chris May said Lana pinned Bayley. Really? Lana pinned Bayley. Interesting. Interstate Kyle, call me. Call me right now. Let's do this. Caleb Jacobs just sent in a $2.75 super chat donation. I like your Andre shirt. Thank you for that, Caleb. And when you get the NoDQ beanie, make sure you send in a picture of it. All right, Kyle. Interstate Kyle is calling me right now. So let's see if we can get Kyle on here to talk about Raw. Kyle is actually at Raw. Kyle, are you there?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. You are on NoDQ Live. Thank you for tuning in, Kyle, and calling in. So you were at Raw. You were at the show in San Jose. What were your thoughts watching the show live? Did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time? What were the high points? What were the low points? Your overall thoughts on attending Raw live in San Jose?
Well, it was all right. I mean, I'm just happy I didn't really have to pay for it because my friend had an extra ticket and I just kind of jumped along and went with him. So, I mean, I'm just glad I didn't really have to pay for it, but it was an okay show. I mean, watching it back live on the YouTube clips that WWE uploads, it's just not the same as watching it live. So I will say that Raw was better this week just because I saw it live. But it was really entertaining to see the Braun Strowman segment, I'll tell you that.
So how did the crowd react to that? Because on television, the crowd popped big, and on the internet, I mean, it was a huge hit. How did the fans live in the arena react to Braun Strowman singing?
The crowd was really into it. I mean, there are a lot of people laughing. I mean, the people really enjoyed Braun Strowman. I mean, they loved it when he went and smashed the big guitar over Elias.
Yeah, that was a great segment. I mean, that was definitely the highlight of Raw. Now, did the show drag for you watching it live? I mean, watching on television, usually the 3-hour shows tend to drag. How was it sitting there for 3 hours? Did people start to get restless at the end? How was that overall reaction to watching a 3-hour show?
Well, the thing is, watching it on TV and watching it live, I mean, there's really no comparison because when you're watching it live on TV, it can drag on and on and on. But when you're in person, it goes by really fast. It just seems like it was over just like that before the show started. So.
All right, cool. Well, since we're supposed to be talking about SmackDown, did you watch SmackDown tonight, and any thoughts you have on the show if you did?
I watched SmackDown. I mean, it was all right. I mean, I'm really getting tired of these matches with these women on SmackDown. It just seems like they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, just in various different matches and stuff like that. I'm just getting tired of that, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, next week they're doing a 6-women match again, so it seems like they're doing the same thing. Uh-oh, somebody just called you a sexist. What do you think about that?
How did they get that vibe? How am I sexist?
If you criticize the women, you're a sexist, apparently. But anyways, what do you think about the main event of Fastlane now being a fatal 5-way? Are you a fan of it? Are you looking forward to the match? Do you think it's a worthy pay-per-view main event for Fastlane?
I mean, we've seen so many triple threat matches and so many fatal 4-ways and so many fatal 5-ways lately. It's just overkill to me. I mean, I could care less if Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin were in the match or not, but I get it. I really could care less at this point because there's just so many fatal 4-ways, 5-ways, triple threats, you name it, going on lately.
So that means you do care a little bit then.
I mean, I'm happy that Ziggler and Corbin are in there for once and kind of getting a little bit of change from the usual storylines that we've been given, but I still see AJ Styles retaining nonetheless. I mean, I don't see anything changing. It's just filler, I guess.
I agree on that. I mean, it's basically a placeholder until WrestleMania, and I would be shocked if AJ lost the title. Although maybe just to screw with Vince Russo, maybe we'll see Sami Zayn actually win the title and then AJ wins it back the next night. I mean, I would not rule anything out, but my gut feeling is, I think AJ should just win, to look as strong as possible going into WrestleMania as the WWE champion, beating 4 guys on the final pay-per-view. That makes AJ, an extremely strong champion for WrestleMania against Shin. What would you like to see Shin do? Because he was not on this show. In your opinion, what should Shinsuke Nakamura do at the Fastlane pay-per-view? Who would you like to see him face?
I really don't know. I'd like to see him face like Randy Orton, but it looks like Randy Orton's already tied up with Bobby Roode and all those people. But I don't know. It's just I don't really see. He wasn't even on the show tonight. Neither was Styles, really. I mean, I really don't know what I could see Shinsuke Nakamura doing until WrestleMania. Excuse me. I really just until like that. I'm sure he'll be watching the match or something. I don't know. I really don't know what storylines they could possibly have for him. I mean, he's got to be protected as well going into the match.
Right. So. I mean, it's possible we'll see him against somebody like Jinder Mahal. I'm not expecting a triple threat match. I could see maybe Randy Orton beating Jinder Mahal to qualify and become the #1 contender for the U.S. title, and then maybe you can have Jinder Mahal face Shinsuke Nakamura at Fastlane. I could see that happening. But anyways, thank you for calling in, Kyle. Any final thoughts? Anything you would like to plug?
Yes, you can buy my t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be uploading new videos from Los Angeles coming up very soon.
Sounds good, and hopefully we will see you later this year at the NoDQ 20th anniversary party in Los Angeles. I will have more thoughts on that coming up soon. Thank you very much for calling in, Kyle, and I'll talk to you later. You have a good night, my friend.
All right, you too, Aaron. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Take it easy, bro.
You too.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Interstate. Kyle, make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel. People are saying I'm lagging, so what else is new, guys? My video is fine, so I'm just going to roll with this and hope that everything is okay. So, Big Geoffrey, if you're out there, go ahead and call in if you would like to talk about SmackDown Live and give your thoughts on the show. I'm curious to know what you thought about it. Leave your thoughts or whatever. Go ahead and if you're watching this right now, call in. Any other thoughts about SmackDown Live? Anything I've not covered? Actually, here we go. Certified Geoffrey's calling in right now. All right, we have certified, or should I say Big Geoffrey. No more certified. I got to get the certified out. How's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So, did you watch SmackDown tonight? If so, what were your thoughts on the show? Favorite part, least favorite part?
I did watch SmackDown. I did think it was a little bit better than Raw, like personally.
I agree.
I'm kind of glad Ziggler and Corbin didn't face off instead of them. I'm trying to think how I should say it.
I mean, it was something different. I mean, I think we were all expecting maybe Ziggler to beat Corbin or Corbin to beat Ziggler. I mean, I figured we were going to get to the Fatal 5-Way. I just wasn't sure how, and I actually thought it was well done the way WWE did it to set it up. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
the Ziggler and Sami Zayn, I think, was like my best match of the night. They did pull it off really good.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people on Twitter praising that match. It seems like people are starting to get back on the Ziggler bandwagon after pretty much being off of it. I mean, that match definitely, I think, won over some people. And I think, I think the match at Fastlane will be really good. I think it's going to be a match that will exceed the expectations.
Absolutely. I was going to say, say if AJ Styles does, retain that Fastlane, which we know he will, maybe Shinsuke can come up to him and confront him after the match is over, to start building up towards WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe have him come out after the match, and even if he doesn't have a match on the pay-per-view, he could come out and they could have the stare down. Yeah, I like that idea. I think that's a good idea. Is there anything else you would like to discuss, or any questions you had for me?
I don't know. I'm confused. Are Ziggler and Corbin faces now since they got beat up by heels?
I don't think so. And the thing is, AJ's a babyface. I mean, it is a little weird, him against 4 heels, but WWE could do this storyline where the stack is really against AJ. The deck is stacked against him, and you got 4 heels going against him. So I could potentially see the 4 of them maybe working together and forming a pact to try and get the WWE title from AJ and take it away from him. So I could see that, where they're all heels, and then maybe they have their falling out, when maybe they all beat down AJ, and then the 4 of them argue who's going to pin AJ, and that's when, they have their big falling out, and then AJ takes advantage of it. So I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I could see that happening too.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Geoffrey, from calling in. Actually, good old JM's going to be calling in next. So anything you would like to plug or promote?
Yeah, you guys can check us out on Virtue's Rage on Facebook Live tonight at 11 o'clock. And that's about it for me.
All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate it. You have a good night, my friend.
All right. You too. Take it easy.
All right. Take care. Take care, bro.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right. So that was Big Geoffrey. You can check him out with Virtue coming up shortly tonight. Go over on Facebook or twitter.com/NoDQ_Virtue. Good old JM, Jeff Meacham, is now calling in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the other Jeff of NoDQ, good old JM. How's it going, Jeff?
So I'm the other Jeff now? That's kind of an insult, I think.
Well, you're always to us the Jeff. You're always the king of Jeffs on NoDQ.com. I'm sure Certified G. I just did it again. I keep calling him Certified G. Big Geoffrey.
You're going to get us fired from YouTube for advocating bad people, Aaron.
Well, I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty, and who knows if he'll even be charged for that. But let's not talk about that. Let's not discuss a negative topic. So, did you watch SmackDown tonight?
I did watch SmackDown tonight, and I thought it was better executed than Raw overall from a TV perspective. Now, Kyle said the live show was better than it was on television. There's also a guy that falls on his toes on live YouTube feeds. So who would say his opinion is valid?
Damn, that's a little savage right there. So what are your thoughts on the Fastlane main event? You think it's a good one?
I am just so over these frickin' 4-way, 5-way, 6-pack. Just why can't we have AJ get the Brock Lesnar and be off to WrestleMania? Why is that such a bad thing?
Well, I guess they got to have some kind of feel. Like I said earlier, maybe this match will help further establish AJ as a really credible champion. He'll get a big win over the 4 other guys. So in a way, I do like it. Now,
well, when I was doing my my Instagram live feed earlier, I was getting asked about that, and basically, I think the way they're trying to build it is AJ's going to be having to face everybody and their mother going into WrestleMania, and he's going to beat everybody. That way he looks almost unbeatable against the basically unstoppable Shinsuke Nakamura. So it'll be a hell of a contest to be for the WWE Championship WrestleMania. But is it going to main event the show? People are hoping in the chat it is. It's not going to main event the show, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be lucky if they get like middle of the show or 4th most important match. Chase Ennis says, what did Bob Roode do on SmackDown? Bob Roode basically had a promo segment with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. So what are your thoughts on that whole storyline? Do you think they should do a triple threat, or do you think Randy Orton should just beat Jinder Mahal and then face Bob Roode for the U.S. title at Fastlane?
I would like to see a one-on-one contest between Roode and Orton at Fastlane. And I'd like to see Jinder Mahal take the next express train to Impactville and die a slow death character-wise.
Whoa! Okay then. All right. Now the other topic or whatever we were discussing earlier is Double J, Jeff Jarrett. That's been rumored, and I still think people should not take it as anything more than a rumor at this point. But what do you think about that if Jeff Jarrett does go into the WWE Hall of Fame? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, before I address Jeff here, let me address the chat room. Hey, Kyle, I love I have beaten the Shark Tank. Please tell every San Jose Sharks fan in that building the next time I come up there will be the last time because I'm not going there the first time. They suck up there. Now, Jeff Jarrett, I would love to see Jeff Jarrett be in the WWE Hall of Fame only because, like you said earlier, it would kind of show a time healing all wounds kind of thing. I mean, because Vince was very adamant on the last Nitro Raw simulcast that Jeff was fired. And the fact was Jeff took that firing and ran with it for the last 17 years as a founder of TNA and as a founder of Global Force Wrestling. Would Jeff Jarrett being in a WWE-sponsored rehab lead us to believe he's going to be in the Hall of Fame? And deservedly so. You know, Kayfabe said earlier, what did he do? He was a multi-time Intercontinental Champion. He was in major storylines all throughout his career at WWF. Yes, he was a horrible country singer gimmick, but you know what? He was also, you know, not to use the word again, but certified badass there at times too toward the end. So I am all for Jeff Jarrett being in the Hall of Fame. No question about that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see time heal all wounds and see Jeff Jarrett return. Kevin Gerhardt says if Double J goes in, Chyna should too. And I'm a big proponent of Chyna going in. I know you are. I know Jexy is. I think pretty much everyone feels Chyna should be going in. And I'm happy for Ivory. I think she had a very solid career, but I still think Chyna not being in is just, it's not right. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I think at this point in the proceedings of the Hall of Fame compared to Chyna's end of days and her legacy, I think it's I love Ivory. I have ultimate respect for Ivory and for Beth Phoenix and every woman that's in the Hall of Fame now. But the fact of the matter is Chyna changed the business for women. Chyna changed the business for men. Chyna came in there and changed everything up the minute she walked into the doors of that company 21 years ago. She is one of the best of all time. Men, woman, whatever gender you call yourself, she's awesome. And she deserves a Hall of Fame induction. I don't care what she did toward the end or how much people think Hunter and Stephanie hate her. She deserves it. I
agree on that. Just a couple things here. Caleb Jacob sent in a $1 super chat donation, so thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, Caleb.
Marshall Leonard asked, what do we think about an ambulance match for the WWE title at WrestleMania for AJ Styles versus Nakamura? I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I don't think they need a gimmick. I think they can do just fine having a straight-up wrestling match. What do you think about that?
I think that every fan in the Tokyo Dome or whatever event that was that saw AJ and Nakamura main event a show would throw up at that. There is no way these guys should be in any sort of gimmick match. Just put them in the ring, straight up, one-on-one, get it done.
I completely agree on that. And going back to Chyna, I mean, I feel like with her, she really was a trailblazer in WWE. I mean, it seems like almost every woman, it feels like WWE's throwing that term around, trailblazer, very loosely now. Pretty much any woman that was in the company, oh, she did this, she did that. When the fact is, for the better part of 15, 20 years, these women were pretty much, you know, considered the curtain jerker spot and eye candy and nothing more. Chyna was the one that was fighting the men and really being at an equal level. I mean, taking women from that level of being eye candy and being secondary to actually being a major player. First woman in the Royal Rumble. First woman to hold a men's championship in WWE. She broke a lot of ground that other women did not do. I mean, she truly was a trailblazer. So that's my take on it. And does Dylan have any thoughts on SmackDown this week?
Dylan is watching TV with his grandpa, but let me say this. Kayfabe Candy has to make a very good point in the chat room. He said she was the revolution before it was a popular term, and that's very much the case. She revolutionized the way people look at females in the industry long before Stephanie McMahon said the word, the buzz phrase, women's evolution, revolution, whatever it's called. And let me point out something else, too, Aaron, before I let you get off the phone here, because I know I'm taking up a lot of your time here.
No problem.
Sable is also not in the Hall of Fame. And as much as Chyna did, as much as Sunny did, and she's in the Hall of Fame, let's not forget that Sunny, since she left the WWE, since she left the business, has been very critical of today's current WWE crop of women. Do you hear anything out of Rena Merrill's camp except thank you for paying my husband the money you pay him? No, you don't.
Right. And Sable was a really big star in WWE. I mean, she was on the cover of Playboy. She was on TV Guide. Twice, yeah. I mean, Sable...
I'm sorry, 3 times if you count the one where she was in WWF.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you were thinking the one with Tori. Yeah, she did that second one after she left the company.
Yep.
And, she had a fairly good match at WrestleMania 14, as Braden said in the chat room. I agree on that. She definitely moved numbers, and she was a big part of the Attitude Era. So I agree on that. I think Sable, too. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised Sable hasn't gone in yet since, she's obviously on good terms with the company. Her husband's one of the top stars there. Arguably the top star there.
Kayfabe Candy makes a good point, and I love this. Thank you so much, Kayfabe. He points out the fact that people have taken a moral high ground with Chyna because of her adult star industry. Let's talk about Sunny's current role in the world of adult entertainment. Let's talk about Mike Tyson's role as a former prisoner for being a rapist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be that guy, but he's actually right.
Yeah, I feel like, for the longest time it was more about the Triple H, Stephanie, Chyna triangle deal in real life.
Yep.
I think that's the biggest factor, more than her doing the X-rated stuff. And also the fact that she passed away. I mean, if she was still alive, I think she would have been in by now. Maybe a year or two ago, I think they would have finally put her in.
Well, because the whole thing is, at this point in her, who goes up and says the speech for her? Because everybody that would do the speech for her at this point was at her memorial, and either is going to get inducted themselves or is so far removed from anything WWE related they wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Right. Well, I'm sure you could find somebody that could do it.
I'll do it. Shit.
I mean, some Bailey is cool says X-Pac would be a good choice. Do you think he would do it?
You know what? That'd be a question you have to ask Sean. I think that if they actually gave her the nod, I think he would agree to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that he would be against it. I think, despite all the issues they had, I think he still, cares about her as a person.
Well, Aaron, he and I talked at her memorial, and he seemed to, I don't know right now, I haven't talked to him since before Law 25, but he seemed like he really regretted the way things ended for her and for them, and I think that had he had a chance to make peace, it would have been a lot better on his soul. I think accepting her induction, or even being the one to induct her, having like her family come up or something, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree on that. That would be really awesome, and I think it should happen. Unfortunately, it should have happened when she was alive years ago.
Yep.
And maybe if she had gotten that recognition and somebody reached out and they buried the hatchet, maybe she'd still be here today.
X-Pac also said, thank you, Kayfabe. He said before there was Ronda Rousey, there was Chyna. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyways, Jeff, thank you so much for calling in tonight. Again, would you like to plug your channel or anything else you got going on here?
Well, I'm trying to decide what I want to do here, boss, because I really enjoyed doing the Instagram thing during SmackDown, but it kind of lost viewership because I was so interested in watching SmackDown. So maybe I'm thinking, since you're doing a post show, maybe I'll, with your permission, either on the NoDQ channel or my own channel, do a Raw and SmackDown pre-show every week.
Well, there you go, like a preview of Raw and SmackDown. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. If you got, for the people watching this, if you guys got any ideas for something you would like to see Jeff do, I know you were toying with the idea of bringing back Talk Wrestling or doing some other kind of show. I mean, you guys leave some feedback for Jeff. And again, if you want to challenge Jeff, NoDQMISC@gmail.com with your Skype info and availability.
We have the challenge this week, right? We have somebody set up for this.
I believe so. So stay tuned for that, everybody, and follow Jeff at _Jeff Meacham. Thank you so much again for calling in, Jeff, and we'll talk to you soon.
Of course, sure. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, take it easy, man.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, have a good night. All right, that was good old JM Jeff Meacham. Ken terminated by Google. I like that name. Just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Thank you for responding to my question on Monday. Not a problem, man, and thank you for the super chat donation. I appreciate your support. And again, guys, make sure you pick up a NoDQ beanie. People are asking me how. Just send in $20 to PayPal, NoDQMISC@gmail.com. You can send a payment without actually having a PayPal account. But I'm a little surprised that people in 2018 don't have one. Caleb Jacobs has his beanie coming, and we got a few other people that have beanies coming in. But it's limited quantity, so pick it up while you can. if there's enough demand. Oh, by the way, it's only for people in the United States for the time being, so I apologize. I have gotten people asking me about that. Right now, I'm focusing on people in the United States, but if we get a good amount of interest, I will get more ordered and send more out and consider sending them out to people in the other parts of the world. So again, get a NoDQ beanie, and that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and your viewership. This turned out a lot better than last night in terms of the quality and not having the show just completely go off the rails because of YouTube's glitch or whatever happened. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. We got Wrestling Trivia Challenge, NoDQ review, more great content coming up very soon. Look out for that, and I will see you guys next time.